Welcome back to the Beast Speak blog. This is a series where I tell you what the Beast has been saying to me and how I overcame it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Beast is your addictive voice, the AV and AVRT of Jack Trimpey's Rational Recovery. If you can recognize that Beast, then you can separate yourself from your urges, and that can result in immediate and lifelong abstinence. If you want to learn more about Rational Recovery or how to do AVRT, I'll link Virginia's story in the description box below. That's a good place to get started. You know, sometimes I talk about the moral implications of not being able to restrain yourself. This is one of those videos. Thank you for listening. People think they're entitled to whatever they can get. They may or may not have guiding principles about what they have a right to and what they don't have a right to. Some people think everything is fair game. What's your Beast saying to you right now? Is it trying to exploit your rebellious spirit? Taking what you don't have a right to is dangerous. Let me explain. It's amazing how fast things go viral nowadays. I guess I shouldn't be surprised with sharing and Googling and constant connection provided by smartphones. But I grew up in the 80s, and despite having payphones and cassette tapes, we had our share of fads that spread. Looking back, it amazes me that anything got around in those days. Information has always found a way of spreading. It takes no effort now to find something out. In the old days, you at least had to have a conversation, if not a trip to the library. Carl Jung, the famous psychiatrist, wrote that we should be wary of unearned wisdom. Jordan Peterson recently related that to people trying to induce spiritual experiences through consumption instead of study, prayer, and practice. Pleasure, too, can be earned or unearned. You can receive pleasure through gaining competence, like when you're working on a math problem until it clicks. And we can receive pleasure when we truly connect with someone. But you can also get pleasure from a bottle, completely uncoupled from a worthy pursuit, unearned, unnatural excess. You don't have to believe in God to get the next point. I was listening to an exposition on Genesis, and a Hebrew scholar said, maybe the tree of knowledge of good and bad wasn't an evil tree, it was the tree of not yet. Eve took it before God's good timing, and we've been paying for it ever since. So there's this idea that you don't take what hasn't been gotten as a consequence of worthy pursuits. I know some of you use Rational Recovery and AVRT to abstain from using porn. I learned recently that certain original tellings of the story of Pandora's box had a key in it. It wasn't something she could just open. She needed a key, and her husband had the key. The box was opened with a key symbolically representing a phallic symbol, men's reproductive organs. And the box represented Pandora's womb. The story had her husband opening the box, not her. This interpretation illustrates the possibilities, the hopes, and the hardships inherent in procreation. I know people laugh at people who point to procreation as a reason for having sex. Hedonism is all the reason you need, right? But really, it cheapens what can be a sublime experience of connection and intimacy between two people who care about each other and want to have a family. Conception is the closest thing to magic we have in this world. It's literally the most powerful creative process we have. But sex is viewed purely as a hedonistic pursuit instead of the sacred act it is. You're using a magic wand to relieve your pain or to get high, when that is not what it was made for. It's a misuse and an abuse. If you need to reframe your idea around sex as simply a pleasurable distraction to the desire for intimacy, intimacy, which is so lacking in this world, watch the video of Rabbi Manis Friedman and Dr. Lori Betito that I link below. He produced a movie called The Lost Key, which will completely revolutionize how you feel about sex. You're stealing the pleasure which was only supposed to be attained after the work of intimacy, ignoring the sacred nature of the act. Work on intimacy, and you're on the path to proper use instead of abuse. Rule yourself, defeat the beast. I told you last time that I was not going to change my page name, and that's still true, but now I'm thinking of renaming the BeSpeak blog Rule Yourself Radio. I'll give you plenty of notice, and you'll still be able to search me as Imminent Passages. I don't know what you guys search to find me, but I know imminent is so hard to spell. There's like 3 different homophones. But I just wanted to give you a little clue. If you look at the word imminent, you can see that you can break it down into I'm, man, and then the suffix ENT. I apostrophe M, man, M-A-N, and then the suffix ENT. And of course, passages. Imminent means inherent, and passages means path. Paths within you. So please subscribe so you don't lose me. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.